Hey, it's Lewis Matthews from Rise Fitness HQ, and today we're going to be taking a look at the bench press and how to perform it safely but effectively. So the bench press is one of those staple power lifter movements. One of the big three. You got squat, you got deadlift, and you got bench press. You always used to get asked the question, and I'm sure people still do, oh, what do you bench? How much do you bench? It is a true representation of your upper body absolute strength. And remember, there's a difference between absolute and relative strength, but we're here talking about purely absolute strength. The issue here is the stigma behind the exercise, it being one about how much can you lift, how much weight can you lift, rather than about how your technique looks or how your technique is performed. Don't be surprised if you're pushing a lot of weight, but with bad form and poor technique, that you're going to get an injury that's going to set you back and hinder you progressing further forward. So we're going to take a look at the 4 steps to an effective and safe bench press. Step 1 is all about how you set yourself up. Before you even unrack the bar, before you even start the push, it's all about how you're going to set yourself up. So the first thing you're going to do, lie yourself down so that when you're lying down, the bar is either level with your eyes or with your nose. That's just so we've got enough clearance away from the edge of the racks and we've got enough freedom to move. Then we're going to make sure you've got the points of contact, your feet are on the floor, your hips are on the bench, and the upper back and shoulders is set on the bench as well as the back of your head. Then hand position is what is key here. Now, I can't say outside shoulder width or out wide because it's different depending on your arm length and the shape of your body. We set it up so that when you're at the bottom of the movement, your hands, your elbows will be directly underneath your hands when the bar hits you at the bottom of your chest. So once you've figured that out, you can set yourself up to that width on the bar. Then the last thing for your setup is going to be making sure that your shoulder blades are tucked in together and your rib cage is up before you then unrack. So step 2 is going to be unracking the bar. So once you've got yourself set and in position, shoulder blades together, rib cage up, push away. You bring that bar to over your mid-chest. When it's over your mid-chest, you make sure you're squeezing the glutes and your feet are planted in the floor. Make sure the shoulder blades are staying together. So, once you're set and in position, glutes are squeezing, feet are planted, chest is up, shoulders are back and down, you're going to try and twist and break that bar. Can you see what's happening to the elbows there? They're turning in slightly. That means I'm creating some torque on the bar. As I lower it down, I keep trying to break that bar and force the hands together as I hit sort of lower chest and push up. Now, what's happening there is I'm twisting my hands, I'm trying to snap that bar in half, or I'm trying to push them together as I do it and trying to bend that bar. That's creating torque and that's creating a lot of adduction in here, which is turning on and switching on the pecs whilst you do that exercise. Rather than just pushing and pushing with the shoulder, you're going to switch on those pecs more than you normally would. So you're going to activate those muscles and you should be able to be more effective with your push. When you bring that down, you're aiming to hit the bar bottom of the sternum, just above the top 2 abs, a little bit low below your nip line. And then your elbow is only flared at sort of 45 degrees. So if that was 0, that was 90, we're at like 45 degrees so that you're keeping your shoulders down. Again, that's just going to activate that chest that little bit more. A good little test for you to do if you're sat at home now watching this is pop your shoulder up, put your arm up, put your shoulder up high, and then put that hand across. You get a bit of tension in your chest, but not a huge amount. Then if you go shoulders back and down and lift the arm up, keeping the shoulder down and go across, you're getting a lot more tension, plus your shoulder is in a much safer position. So step 4, we're going to look at the push. So once you've got yourself and you've gone through that setup, so step 1, getting yourself in position, unracking the bar, step 2, lowering it down, slight pause, and then squeeze the bar up. Squeeze the bar up. Good. So I say squeeze rather than push. If we squeeze and twist the arm as you push up, you're going to get some more activation in your pecs. The key point here is to not over push and get that shoulder too far forward. You've got to maintain that shoulders back and down, rib cage up, and push and squeeze there. Rather than overreaching, because again, jeopardizing that shoulder health, but also you're getting more tension in your pecs if you're in that setup rather than overreaching. You're going to get more involvement of the pecs rather than stretching your shoulder joint. Okay, so the common problems are that if the weight is too heavy, it's a heavy push and we're trying to keep our shoulders back and down, but is to get the shoulders behind it when we push. And when you suddenly transfer that weight over from a bigger muscle to the smaller muscles there, you're again risking injury in that joint. Because what happens is instead of being set and down at the bottom and squeezing up, if you end up jumping those shoulders forward and pushing from there, you're just putting that shoulder at too much risk, and it's not effective and it's not safe. This again goes along with the position of the elbow. If it's flared out too much, that's what can lead to that shoulder popping forward and using those shoulders, your deltoids, more than using your pecs. These all kind of link together. If there's too much of a flare, the likelihood is you're aiming the bar too high. Or if you're aiming the bar too high, your elbows are going to flare out, your shoulders are going to pop forward, and we're not getting enough chest activation. It's too much on the shoulders, and when the weight is too high, this happens but risks that injury. So you might be in a heavy press. When you're in that heavy press and set and it's too much, that could happen and we'll go wide, and it's just causing too much stress in that joint. So the important thing is that 3-point check of rib cage up, shoulders back and down. So that when you push, the first point of contact is going to be from the chest. That's the most forward muscle of the two, out of the two. So that's going to be the one that activates and initiates the movement. If we're not set and the chest is down, shoulders forward, then that shoulder is going to be the one that takes and initiates the movement. So if we're going to take 3 things from this, it's that 3-point check first, so shoulders back and down, rib cage up. The second takeaway is going to be to twist the bar as you lower it and as you push and squeeze the bar up. The third point is going to be making sure you're not bouncing off the chest or you're not going low enough, is to tap the chest, hold it, a small pause, just half a second, and then push up. So thank you for watching this video, and make sure you go and check out the step-by-step how-to playlist and check out all the other videos and content we have for you. Don't forget to hit subscribe so that you get notified when new content comes out.